For BlueShirtsUnited.com, I'm Jim Cerny, joined by Rangers center Jeff Halpern, who played certainly a major role in yesterday's 2-1 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. Big on the PK, some big face-off wins and everything. You know, I know you've come here and you've accepted, kind of the role that's been given to you, but to get some extra minutes yesterday, play some big moments, including that 5-on-3 penalty kill, and be so successful, had to feel pretty good for you.
Yeah, I think any player wants to come in and gain the respect of their coach and teammates, and whatever role's given to myself or any player, you try to embrace it and do the best of it and make the most of any opportunity you get. Last night there's still a couple things. Obviously, I would have liked to have done differently. That PK goal against and a couple little plays at the end of the game, but I think when coach asks you to do something, you try to embrace that moment and take advantage of it.
Well, it's interesting when we spoke last night after the game. The thing that struck me was I'm harping on what a great job you and the others did on the 5-on-3, and you turned it around on me and said, yeah, but we let that later power play goal go in. That was your focus at the time, as opposed to the other.
Yeah, well, I think some of those things are just they're mistakes that they're not. It's not a physical dominance of a game. It's just a mental mistake or positioning, and those are things that you can clean up and we get out of that game with a win, but some of those things can add up at the wrong time, and I think for those moments, especially at the end of the game, for any player and myself too, you just want to be able to be trusted in those times, and so I think I've always been a guy who's can harp on some of the negative things and wish I had a shorter memory, but I don't know. That goes back years.
Well, let's harp on the positive, because it was certainly a huge sequence in the game, killing off the 5-on-3 and then finishing off killing off the 5-on-4 with the three of you. McDonough and Girardi, not getting off the ice during that span. You playing half the time without his stick. All of that. But then following it up, the team follows it up, gets a power play of its own, and then hammers in its own power play goal. What a huge special team sequence that was for this team.
That was big. Well, the first part of that it was nice to see Richie come out of the box. He had a ton of energy, and you could tell he wanted to get the puck down for us, especially for the D to be able to get a change. So that was good. And, for our power play to step up and get a big goal like that was, we felt real good during the game. It was a 1-0 lead. It felt like a lot bigger, and a lot of times that can be scary because they come down and they get a break here or there, and it's tied up. So to get that 2-goal lead heading into the third period was big. The timing of it after a kill and heading on the power play is something that good teams are able to do.
Do you feel that for this group that is kind of coming together? I know it's far from a finished product, but you're starting to get to be the team that you hope to be.
It's getting there. I think at times, at least over the last few games, there's been, it started with a few shifts here and there, and then it built into like a period. And I thought the Toronto game, even though we were down 2-0, was a complete game. Definitely some mistakes and things that we wanted to change, but I thought last night's game we did a real good job. The third period with penalties and again a couple of mistakes, we sagged a bit, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I think things are kind of getting ramped up here in a positive way.
Now, you've played a long career, and you've seen big players go down, teammates, injuries happen. You've been a captain in this league. You know how to deal with such things. How do the Rangers approach moving ahead, with Ryan Callahans hurt with the injury they suffered last night? Of course, not knowing the extent of the injury just yet, but knowing that you'll probably have to move ahead without him for a little bit here.
Well, Kelly's a huge part of the team. Just the minutes he plays, even during the penalty kill power play, and what a big role he has on those. He's not just punching a clock. He's playing big roles, and I think that the best thing of this team really is it's taken on the identity of its captain, and it's a hard-working group that plays physical and in-your-face hockey, and Callie's always the example of that. So to not have that example is probably the thing that we look at the most. So I don't even know the extent of the injury, what it would be, but Callie's a huge part of this team on and off the ice, but especially on the ice, the identity that he gives this team.
And again, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you tell me again, you've been through this before in your career, key guys going down. It's not about one guy stepping up and filling that role. It's I would assume that you would believe it's got to be everybody in this room.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, there's different people because Callie's such a complete player. There's guys that'll fill in for him on the power play, on the different guys on the penalty kill, and it won't be one person that can be able to do all those things. I'm sure the team, the coaching staff is going to rely on a group of people to fill those minutes. And I think the mark of a good team. There's going to be injuries throughout the year. It's a question of how good you are in your system and how sound it is, even as an organization, for any guys coming in to be able to step in, not miss a beat, and to let the system and the team win those games as opposed to the individuals. Obviously, you want guys like Callie and those type of special players in that system, but again, that's what we fall back on now is that blueprint.
Sounds good. Jeff Halpern plays a big role last night. Will play a big role moving forward. Thanks for a few minutes.
Good, thanks.